All right, I'm gonna try to record this video. I don't have time to do it in my car, and yeah, the TV's blasting downstairs, so I'll try my best to do this video, but um, kind of want to make this video because I saw Dylan's video about how you can't wait to get your act together. You just handle stuff while it's good. Don't wait for it to hit the fan and then try to fix everything. Um, and I wanted to kind of off-road off that and put it in the avenue of your path. Don't Okay, I'm just gonna keep it real. A lot of people are on the path that is not the path that they want. It's the path that's set out for them, either by society, their parents. Life is so short, right? We all know that. For like time and time again, people just drill it in us, right? Life is so short, enjoy life. Um, but if life is so short, why are we so engrossed in other people's expectations of us? Like, why do we try to live the life that other people want for us instead of the lives that we truly want, the lives that we forge and create? Why don't we try to live those lives? But like, instead we just, hop on a safe path that everyone sets out for us. Like, how often do you see that play out, right? Go to college. Your parents be pushing their kids to pursue college degrees that they do not want to pursue. Dude, I'm in college, right? I'm a fourth year student, and so I've had 4 years to soak college in. I'm willing to bet my life savings that at least 70% of the pre-med students or even engineers, they do not want to be engineers. They do not want to be doctors. They're just on that path because that's what their parents set for them. To go to school, get a degree, and there's nothing wrong with that for sure. If that's what you want to do, and I'm not trying to say that in a negative way. Like, I've seen people who really do truly love it, and all the power to them. Pursue that. I'm just saying, a lot of the people are going through school, going through med school, or going through pre-med program. They're going through the engineering degree, just using ChatGPT. They're just using AI. They're just trying to get through it. They're not trying to actually learn. They're not trying to soak stuff in, and it's because they don't really want it. And that's not entirely their fault because our growing up, our parents, college was their way out, right? College meant the difference between living below the poverty line and above the poverty line. I feel like a byproduct of that is that now there's a lot of people in college because, we're the generation after the generation that was pushed to go to college. So, obviously, whatever their parents did, they're going to do the same on us. They're pushing us to go to college when it's not the path that we want to take. And the degrees that these parents push their kids into, you know, obviously, like I said, they don't resonate with the students whatsoever. But you don't get employment unless you really want it. Like I said, I've seen software engineers that, you know, practice coding every day. They make projects, and they're gonna truly beat out the people who are just in it just to, be in it and just to, have the false promise of, oh, this will get me money. No, it won't get you money. You have to put in the work, just like anything else. And going back to the, you know, broader picture of expectations, people live their life on social media. It's gone to the point where people prioritize the appearance of the moment versus the actual moment. First thing they do is grab a selfie with the people they're with instead of talking to them, asking them how they're doing, asking them, what's their plan, asking them deep life questions. You don't have to do that every single time, obviously. I know there's gonna be thoughts that pop into people's head like that, but people prioritize the appearance of connection versus connection. People go on these trips, and their whole goal is to look like they enjoy it, not to actually enjoy it. They just want to get validation from it, show people that their lives are eventful. Like I said in the last video, curate their highlight reel. And there's also those big milestones that society pushes on us, our parents especially. You got to get married by this certain age. You got to have, a house. and be living with someone in that house. You got to have kids by this certain age. And people get pressure to check off these boxes when A, they don't want it, or B, they're just not ready for it. Especially going back to social media, we're all interconnected, and you get to see the way the other side of the world operates, right? And so you see a young kid from another country, playing piano, right? And you just feel pressure, like you have to pick up a certain hobby just to get validation. Like I said, I'm in college, right? I've seen it all. I've seen, kids feel like their college life was uneventful because they haven't engaged in a bunch of social activities. They focus on the idea of having a fun time and to be liked and to appear well-rounded rather than focusing on what genuinely interests them and working on something that will benefit them in the future. And then you have materialism, right? Everyone needs the latest watch. Dude, I got a $15 watch on my wrist. People need the latest iPhone. People need the latest headphones, the latest clothes. And it's a constant pursuit to look like, you know, to appear cool, basically. And there's nothing wrong with wanting nice things, but you got to keep a separation, right? Do you want them for you, or do you want them to please and help meet the expectations that others have for you? Most of the things that people do nowadays, it's not what they truly want to do. It's more so they feel like they have to do it to feel safe, to fit in with the crowd. The harsh reality is in 100 to, dude, even two, I give it two, one. In 1 to 100 years to 200 years, nobody's going to remember what clothes you had on, during this period of time, what car you were driving, what, honestly, some of your accomplishments, your small accomplishments, even though small accomplishments are a great thing, people won't remember them. They won't remember that you followed all the traditional milestones, getting married. They won't remember what age you got married. They won't remember what age you had kids. Nobody's going to remember that. These small wins and the approval of others is just, it's temporary. It's in and out, gone with the wind. And with the new, it's a constant cycle. You do everything right, right? But the moment you do something wrong, out the window, boom, it's done. You've done something wrong. So, back to the point, since this life is so short and we're probably not going to be remembered unless we have an incredible breakthrough or we make an impact of some sort, why don't we try living by our own real rules and stop living by other people's rules? Now, a lot of people are going to take that and take that mentality too far and say, like, F it, dude, I'm a do what do kids drugs, I'm gonna go party endlessly. I'm gonna go horse tranquilizer, dude, shrooms. Like, you can't, like, people are just gonna take that and say, hey, F it. Like, if no one's gonna remember me, like, what's the point in all this? But let me be clear, breaking out of other people's expectations, it doesn't mean, just do whatever, right? It's about finding what you love to do, being intentional, seeking fulfillment, proper fulfillment. But also, I encourage everyone to pick something that's at the intersect of something that you love to do, something that, helps you be well off, but most importantly, something that impacts the world to a greater degree. If you find that intersection, and you start working towards it, right, you're finally in the driver's seat of your own life. You're taking control of your path. You're not the passenger. You're in the driver's seat. You have your hands on the 10 to 2 and you're going. And once you start choosing that path and going down that path, that's where real fulfillment happens. That's where it starts. When you stop trying to please others and, only making an impact on your family and their expectations. But once you step on that path and you make an impact on the broader, population in the broader world, dude, it's gonna be like a feeling like no other. That's when your life feels like it's real and you have a purpose, you have meaning, real happiness, real purpose. It comes from finding something that you love to do, right? And sharing it with the world. Sorry if you hear my grandparents, but you can do something that genuinely matters to you and makes an impact. But I guess the only hard part is that you have to find what that intersection is and what that something is. And it might be a long journey, right? But what isn't a long journey? When I say something's hard, right? Self-discovery and sitting down, figuring out all these things, they're hard, right? But I mean, let's be real. Like the other half of the world, right? Their definition. What the? I want to do not disturb, but the other half of the world, their definition of hard is significantly harder than ours. Like sitting down and writing in a journal and taking moments to think, that's not hard compared to people in the war-torn countries right now. Like, so I should hear no excuses about at least trying to sit down and think this through. 15, 20 minutes is all you need. And you just honestly like shave off 5 minutes from, you know, your bathroom break, or I don't even know, but if you really think about it, you could shave off 5 minutes off something that you spend like an abnormal amount of time doing. Like your lunch could probably be a little shorter, right? Or just even if it can't, just there's something that you could shave off 5 minutes from and put it towards introspection and self-discovery. So sit down and journal and find out what matters to you. What do you want out of this life? What do you want to do? What makes you feel at home and at peace? And something that you would want to take to the grave. It's very important that you do sit down and figure this out, because if you don't have your own expectations of yourself and your own, path and your own values, you're just going to conform to external ones. And it's most likely not going to end well, just for your mental or just in general. You should have your own values and you should stick to them in your own path. Compile all the things that you want, and then you also got to list out everything that you currently do, as things that you prioritize. And like I said in the essentialism video, find out what doesn't align with your path. And but you just got to broaden the scope a little. Does the job that you want, or the want, is the job that you are currently heading towards, is that the job that you truly want? Is the person that your parents want you to marry, is that the person that you want to marry? Does having a huge following mean something to you? Is that something that you want? If you're on Instagram, do you need people to think you're cool? And if so, what does that do to you? What does that reward you with? How does that affect your, you know, mental well-being when, you don't have events going on in your life, and, you don't get that many likes on a photo? You got to ask questions and filter down what matters to you so you know what to let go of. And then, yeah, shameless plug for last video. Say no to things that don't align with your path, right? Take things off your calendar that don't contribute to the path that you want to forge. And yeah, I feel like a broken record, but no to social media, no to this external viewpoints, the countless opinions that people can just throw at you in 2 seconds. You just filter that out. We're all on our own path, right? Say no to all of that and start taking steps towards your path. If you sit down, constantly reflect on what you want and make sure everything's aligning towards that, you just do that, just little by little every day, start forging that path, right? Imagine if you just do that just a little bit every day. Don't you think you'll be happier when you're older? Instead of being miserable and, being stuck with the job that your parents wanted for you, or, stuck with the person that your parents wanted to marry. Like your parents, they're going to be gone one day, right? They're going to be gone. The people that are shedding their opinions or throwing their opinions at you, they're going to be gone one day, and you're going to be on your deathbed, right? And you're going to have to live with the life that people set out for you, not the one that you wanted. Like, dude, like you, that's pathetic. Find a thing that you love that you can share with the world, that supports you. Um, but more importantly, leaves a legacy that you're proud of. Don't live a life just to get applause from, the immediate people around you, or just applause in general. Just seek to help. I swear that's going to be the best way to happiness. And I know that all of us, none of us want to be sad, right? A lot of it, like, we want to be happy. Treat this life like it's yours, because it is. Time, I mean, obviously we won't get it back, right? It's precious, it's invaluable. So spend it like it's yours. Don't spend it like it's anyone else's. Like Dylan said, don't wait for stuff to hit the fan. While you're stable, don't put things off. Don't say, hey, once I have a job, I'm gonna figure everything out. No, figure out your plan now, right? Because the time's ticking. The clock moves every day. The world's never stopped spinning. You gotta go for it. Go after what you want and be who you are. And that's all I had today. Hopefully the audio is not messed up. I kind of have to change through different recording settings, sometimes in my car, sometimes here, based on my homework schedule, but I'm trying to get things done. So bear with me, guys. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one.